Holy cow. That feels like it took forever to get the ship going. My goody gumdrops. Hello, everyone. I know I haven't been live streaming in a while. Um, yeah, sometimes life gets busy. Um, I am also quite busy with all sorts of stuff for Objects Media, not necessarily busy creating the content, but in a planning phase for the months ahead. Um, it's really crazy for me how I, I think as a creative, I've always been like a wishful creative, and um, for the last while, I've actually been still an extremely wishful creative, but also a very hardworking one as well. And it feels nice because you do eventually see the benefits of all the hard work. The movement is glacial, but um, it's still pretty cool. Uh, you know how the stream usually starts. I've had it on my list to sort things like this out that I'm doing now. I haven't. I have added one extra um, facet into the mix of things. I'm just adding. I just so the creative that you saw, if you have come here onto this live, it is 1920 by 1080, your usual size for all sorts of content, horizontal content, and then the vertical content obviously is 1080 by 1920 most of the time. So I just did a 1080 by 1920 file for um, to share on IG stories and maybe even on TikTok stories as well, seeing that they have stories now as well. It is rather tricky keeping up with all of the places to do things, but I can tell you where Objects Media is focusing. I am focusing on with Objects Media, I'm focusing on Instagram and TikTok because I feel like of all of the social media platforms, Instagram is the one that I enjoy the most, and TikTok is where the general public are enjoying things the most. Um, so that is why I've almost gone fully vertical with the way that I create content and the way that I deliver the content. I've been in this industry since like 2007, like professionally, and it feels like the vertical change was quite quick. Like it happened, like you have like agencies and like content creators just like fully focused on um on vertical right now. Obviously because TikTok is so massive, but I was explaining to my bandmate the other day how TikTok is. So TikTok is a good platform because you will find so many just amazing content creators in, it doesn't matter what the topic of the content is or what this field is that they're specializing in. It's just so amazing uh, that people are putting so much love and passion into their craft, but then obviously you need to wade through a lot of shit as well. So TikTok is maybe about 90 is a bit strong, maybe about 80% shit. Um, Obviously, because not everyone is good at the thing that you need to do. and they think that they are. That's this generation that we are currently in. So about 80% of the content on TikTok is shit. About 10% of the content is like aspirationally good, like it's kind of good, and those people making it, you can see that they get what's happening, but they just need to polish their skills. I feel I'm in that category right now. And then you get the really, really super amazing top 10% of people that just makes it's almost like defeatist at times when you see how in such a short space of time people have this format waxed. But yeah, you need to sort of see. I'm still trying to figure out like what type of content to put on TikTok. But the cool thing is the sense of humor and the sensibility of the current zeitgeist of the content and TikTok, etc. It just feels like it's been made for someone like me because of all of the projects and things that I used to do in the past, like the really rough early stuff. It would really fit in better in this sort of sphere the way that it is now. Um, but Flip, I'm already at a tangent. You don't even know what we're talking about. I'm just busy. So this is the. I don't think you can see. I've got the little light here as well. Um, so it's a vertical version of the horizontal version of the cover. It says what's happening, and then on Instagram, I'm just gonna say live now with a little red dot. Put it maybe right indent at the bottom, and then put the link underneath that. I think that will look okay. Yeah, it's a bit busy. If you go onto Objects Media's Instagram now, you will see what I'm talking about. The handle is um, Objects Media ARBJECTSM3DIA. That's the handle because the original Recipe Objects Media was my previous account that I used the email that is now defunct and I can't get it back. So that's fun. But it's also cool. I'd like to look back at that account and just see how much I have grown. Even it's not really that long a time. It was maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and things have just changed so much. Um, I don't think you can't add links on TikTok stories. I don't think they will do that because they don't want to take people. TikTok's whole strategy is they want to keep people on TikTok. They don't want to send them away from TikTok. Let me see. Mention, hashtag, poll, reply, ask. No link. Nah, I'm lossing that. I'm not gonna bother with. Okay, you know what? Let's just. Okay. It's another. I can get another listen for one of Objects Media's songs. If I add it to the story and just say link, just like search for Objects Media on YouTube. Sorry, I know I'm far away from the mic. My back is actually killing me quite a bit. I need to go and have a little sit on my massage chair. Okay, so what am I actually going to work on today? I don't know if I've been putting this off subconsciously because I know I'm going to struggle with what I'm going to attempt here, or if life really just has been busy. Wow. Just one more thing that I need to set up here. Okay. Um, okay, all good. So this is the About Me um, page story template that I've created. And I'm going to move this light away from here because I'm not going to be able to. How cool do I look if I do looking? I've already done some test shoots with this little ring light. It's quite nice. Ah, flip. Sorry about that. Things are still very um, touch and go with this setup of mine. So things do fall over, like I just did there. I zoomed into my file here a bit. So yeah, what I was saying, I created. So I would. I'm an 80s baby, born in 1987, but I obviously grew up as a kid in the 90s. So it uses the Objects Media ident, um, the colors of Objects Media, the colors that I used in my CV as well. I will perhaps do a different live about that, live stream about that. But yeah, I really like. I have the once this is done, then I'll maybe create. I'll actually make a note of that. I have my notes here. I haven't really worked out what content I'm gonna do for the next 2 weeks or so. Um, I am in the process of planning bigger sort of portions of content over longer periods of time. That just helps to get into a flow of things. But anyway, I digress. Okay. So what I actually want to do, this is actually fine by on its own. And I'm actually just going to save save as here and just make this version 2, because this as is actually a really nice template. Like I can, if I decide I'm going to stick with this for perhaps the other, because there are like other. Sorry, let me just go onto my Instagram here. I've got links, shop, real, porty, and then I've got the about me, this page, and the donation page. So I can let this be like the frame, or let this style be like the frame that my stories appear in. It's very high maintenance, um, but I think it'll be a nice dash of organization, or looking like I'm organized in between all of the other sharing of other creatives and other artists' work that I like, and sharing of my work in stories as well. Um, I think stories is quite a powerful way to communicate with people, but it's just such a temporary way of communicating with people. But you have to, if you make your stuff look this good, then people will engage with it. So, like I say, this on its own can live on its own. I don't need to do what I'm going to do, and um, I'm feeling a little not confident in my abilities to do it. But we're going to see how it's going to go. But what I was going to say is, obviously my info will be so I can, and I probably will end up animating this as well. Um, it is already separated into different groups, which you need to do to make it work in After Effects. Um, Maybe what I will do in After Effects is I'll recreate this shape, um, and then just recreate the pattern in a similar way in After Effects. Then I can make the pattern just slowly move. Um, so like do something like this. So do something like this, like just slowly move like that. Obviously, it's not going to look like this. This is just in Illustrator, but then have them rotate slowly as well. That's going to look quite nice. Um, there are obviously plugins and things that you can use in After Effects, but like I've been working professionally again with After Effects for the last 2 years, 2 3 years in the last few jobs that I've been working in, and I know how heavily spec'd you can spec out your After Effects, and I've been doing okay with just the stock standard After Effects. It's nuts the amount of work that I have had to churn out. I think as Objects Media grows and I get like full suites of like software and like things like that, I will definitely invest in one of Red Giant, um, if not the whole Red Giant suite, because I think that suite is so powerful that you'll be able to do anything, like whether it's content for TikTok and Reels, whether it is um, longer form content like showreel material or like longer form projects that you need to be able to obviously publish on those platforms as well, but maybe you want to have it in a slightly different format for maybe for real world use, maybe like show it at like maybe you do a short, and so you need to be able to adapt like that. So yeah, the thing I want to add is I actually don't have my reference. So my reference image, I can't remember where if I drew it in my work notebook or my personal notebook. I think it might have been in my personal notebook. I'm just having a look quickly. It is in my personal notebook, so I don't think you'll be able to see from the webcam. But it's basically this, and a person, me, in in an illustrated form, and that is the thing that I'm going to try to tackle tonight. I'm very nervous about it because I'm very nervous about my character work in general. I always believe that my character work can be better, and I have obviously I've been forcing myself to tackle these sort of things, because if something is challenging, that doesn't mean you have to stop doing it. It just means that you have to perhaps work on it a bit more. So I'm just looking at my Beyonce here quickly. Um, I'm almost embarrassed to show how not nice the first version of this looked. Let me see if I've got a version of him standing somewhere. So it's when I was working at let me just bring these windows over quickly. Okay. Eventually, when my laptop decides that it's gonna stop, it's gonna stop being super slow. So let's just talk about Beyonce quickly as well. Beyonce keeps on improving. I've I have it on my list, and I have been slowly updating my Beyonce as well. My 2020, my show reel. I'm just I'm having a bit of a mental. Yeah, I named that incorrectly. Oh my goodness. How embarrassing to find that out on the. We are in 2022, but this isn't my 2022 showreel, it's my 2021 showreel. Spencey, Spencey, Spence. Come on, Spence. Keep your eye on the ball, kid. Keep your eye on the ball, brother. Come on. Don't drop the ball now, eh? Oh. Sorry, I'm just updating things on the other side here. Okay, I will go fix that afterwards because Beyonce is showing off and being weird. Anyway, my 2021 show reel. When I loaded this, I saw that Beyonce added quite a few new features that I thought were just nice to see that they're keeping up with the times. So yeah, this is the character, like a base sort of South African character that I created at a previous job. It's not good. I know it's not good, but I have seen worse on like around. But this is basically sort of where the idea for this character started out. Just something I can use as a generic. So this guy basically became this guy, and while I know he's not also not the best 3D model character as well, I just feel that that's like a nice big sort of a jump in quality in like a short space of time for me anyway. Um, and I'm continuing to trying to just add more skills into my locker. So it's always good to see. Um, but yeah, illustrating characters, like doing things like this in Illustrator, all good. But illustrating characters is not. I'm not gonna say it's not my forte, but I can definitely be better at it. Oh, I should have maybe made that coffee instead of Milo. Um, so yeah, I took a couple of pictures of myself, and I like this sort of view, but I'm not sure what style I want to go for. I'm really not. I'm a bit ill prepared for what I'm trying to do here. So anyway, let's just see if we can do something here. Um, I do have another illustration. Let me just see if I can find it quickly. Um, actually, that should be like 2020. That's how long ago that was. I'm thinking about really mixing up how I do how I do uh, my folders, and that's kind of a big deal, um, because it like mixes up like the way that you work. Sorry, Shante, I'm not hiding you. I just want to show sort of the look that I'm going for. So this, I don't mind this look, um, but this is a look that I drew from someone else's illustration style when I was doing research on doing characters like this. I'm basically wearing the same outfit as well. It's hilarious. Uh, so this is sort of okay, but I'm just gonna see what I can come up with in maybe like 20 minutes. Um, Even if it's just the base of something, then I can always go spend some time on it in my own time off a live stream. Because if you have been following my sort of account for the last while, you will know that I do different, I try different styles of illustrations, but I know that it's always simple styles of top illustration because I know that it takes a crap ton of of work to get those like really high quality looking. I'm not saying that the simple styles are not high quality, but you know what I mean. I try to steer clear from things that are like quite hectic unless I know that it's a long-term project and I can spend some time on it. Sorry, I'm pulling this cable of the microphone. I'm tangled in cables here under my desk. I just don't want to break myself and the equipment. I already let my phone fall earlier. But these newer, I say newer, but when I got it, it was obviously newer. Um, this is an iPhone 8 that I have. It's quite resilient, I must say. I had a 6 Plus before this. It had one fall and it was shattered. This thing has been falling like a Nokia throughout the 4 years that I have it. I kap nog nat. Anyway, we're looking at my mug here the whole time. I'm just gonna, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put all of this so long. I'm gonna put all of this in its own, just clean up the file a little. Let's just check all of this is Yeah, all of this is already okay. Let's, so this, okay, yeah, all of this can go in a folder. Let's just call it about me story template. My laptop is actually quite far from me. Let's just make it, move it a bit closer. I was stretching my hand to type there. Oh, I know this is a quite a slow way to do it. I should have just copied all of them, but I moved the one over and I want the order to be correct so I don't need to rearrange things. So I'm just gonna lock and hide that so long because this is where we need to be. So I already created a layer for this. Like I've had this project on ice for like the last 2 weeks. It's maybe just, and I've just not gotten to it because life gets in the way sometimes. Okay, that's fine. We crop that out a little. We freeze this again. We go back to this layer. Oh, I hate going in blind like this, but let's decide to fill out basic shapes. At the end of the day, the only thing that can go wrong is that it can look shit. And that's okay. I'm used to, like, I don't think people understand how many times creatives look at something that they made and they're just like, nope, I'm going on the totally wrong track here. This looks shit. I'm not going to delete it. I'm just going to save it as like whatever the project's name is. Maybe just say version 1 or something like that. But deep down, you know that it's not where you need to be. Like sometimes I will, if I'm like maybe like doing like a logo design or something like that, I will choose, or I will include like some versions of the logo that I know that I'm not really a fan of, and I know it's not a strong contender. But I know that it's just gonna make the others look better, if if you know what I mean. Look, I have a marketing background. I am allowed to use that in my work as well. I did a lot of like normal marketing, and like there were times where I was like purely a marketer or like a social media marketer, um, versus what I am now, where there's like a lot of where I'm basically I'm doing none of that. I am doing it like subliminally in my work, but my work is mostly creative stuff. So yeah, I use some of that marketing in my general work as well. So I'm just like plotting out basic shapes now. I think if I can get some basic shapes going, I'll be happy. There's this old video that this is reminding me of that I did. Um, so I obviously have been on YouTube since what, 2008. So I've tried lots of different things. Some things like kind of went viral, but most of them had like what, maybe averaging between, let's say, 1,000 to 4,000 views. That's sort of the range of my big videos that I would upload. And then maybe like one got like 130, I think, thousand views. But yeah, um, YouTube is tough. You need to keep on trying things, and it's a shit ton of work. So if you see someone creating content every day, um, and you give that person shit for being a content creator, look, I know there are some irritating content creators out there. I get that, but I'll never knock the work ethic. Is like especially the local content creators. There's a lot of them that work on my nerves, but you can't knock someone's work ethic, man. Like that is, they worked hard to be there, so kudos to them. I need to find this beanie. I actually don't know where this beanie is. I've not been able to find it the last while. That's actually already looking quite cool. Maybe I go for I'll find the project here on the side so long to see if I can show you what I mean with the look that I'm getting. I know it's like I didn't really do anything. It's just two shapes, you know. It's just that. But there was a project that I did that had those that had a similar look to that. Let me just see if I can find it quickly. I'm just gonna find the the frame of it, or the still of it, because the name of the ad of this mock ad is actually something that I want to try again. I want to do more content with that format. Come on, man! I know this is here somewhere. Okay, I found it. I apologize for any sounds that you might hear, but I'm gonna try to mute it. Come on, show me. It's reminding me of this project, but this look is very dated. This look is so dated. Um, okay, check. This look is so dated, but it's just reminding me of that like minimalist sort of style. Um, yeah, interesting to see some of the old videos again. I was flirting with the idea of sharing that onto the platforms, but I think it's not aged too well. Um, so I will take my L on that one. But I'll definitely, like I say, I'm thinking of bringing back that format of video, where I do mock ads as maybe sometime in the future. So we're still just building shapes in for now. So currently that's what I have. Nothing fancy yet. I'm not going to do details on the face yet. I'm just going to build this layer for layer. Just going to grab that color again. I'm going to come out here. I prefer working in wireframe mode like this because it just makes it easier, you know. I don't want to use the word tracing because this is obviously a bit more complicated than like taking tracing paper and just tracing over something. But it's basically tracing. And there's nothing wrong with that because I'm not a very good drawer. I need reference stuff to help me out. I can do stylized stuff, and there's some cool 3D stylized stuff I will eventually get to. It's on my long list of stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm gonna attempt to release like monthly themed content for Objects Media. Maybe do that for like 6 months, but it's gonna take me about 2 months of work to maybe get like the first 3 months of work done. So I've currently started on that. I'm actually not getting that much done, but August is still quite young, and I am trying to work out um, I'm trying to work out Wait, you know what? Yes, I was saying I'm trying to work out just how I'm going to do things if I'm going to do content in that way. Um, but yeah, it's still just in the planning phase now. I'm just reminding myself that I want this to be not overcomplicated. I can't just go over all those wrinkles and stuff, but I still want a bit of stylization to it. Um, I was flirting with the idea of animating this, but that's going to be, it's possible, definitely possible, but I'm going to have to build this in a totally different way if I'm going to do that, because I'm going to have to use the puppet tool in After Effects or something like that. So you build your illustrations in a different way then, um, because your character flip because your character has to move. I'm just gonna stop this here. I made a bit of a oopsie here. I'll come fix that just now. Don't look at that, just ignore that for now. I'm just gonna go like zoom from here. I must keep reminding myself that I mustn't make this too complicated. I'm already complicating the process a little bit, but okay. Let's see what we can pull off here. Oh, that's actually not a bad idea with what I did here now. I can just make that a slightly darker black. Yeah, I'm going to keep that there. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll go up here. It doesn't really matter. You can, there's no set rules that you need to do it in some way. As long as the layers can be as DMK as you want it to be. I'm catching on nonsense here. Let me just see what I have here quickly. Let me just go out here quickly. So I have scooched the pooch. That's what I've done. I've done a little crazy stuff here. Okay, I'm gonna undo all of this. That was a really bad attempt at doing something there. Okay, back into wireframe mode. Let's make this hood section first. It's gonna take more than one layer, but like I said, I just want to make the basic shapes first. It's like I'm not listening to myself. Like a naughty student, not listening to the teacher. But sir, it's not working because you're not listening. Okay, this hood first. I'll just do something like that. For now, that neck is not going to interact with the hood really. We're going to have to make this look a lot more natural because that looked very unnatural there now. Something like that. That looks much better, even though that's not what's happening in the actual thing. I'm going to have to name my layers, am I not? Jeez, going to sit here with a bunch of layers that's just saying like nothing basically. So beanie 1, This is hood 1, face 1, neck 1. I'm naming it 1 because there's probably going to be more sections, and I'm probably going to split these off into groups as well. But for now, that's fine. So just to check, that's what we have. So far, nothing, like as usual, nothing fancy. But yeah, that's why I've been holding off on this, because I think this will, even for my CV project as well, I think there will even be space in my CV project for something like this. Okay. I'm zooming out so I can get a little bit more scope as to how much I need to stylize this. Oh man, this is definitely not going to be done in one live stream, but I'm gonna see how far I can get with this bugger tonight. Maybe just like another 20 minutes. So I'm gonna make this, like, you know, when you enter, like when you look at a website, I don't know, man, like the look and feel of, like, okay, I know how to explain it now. Like your Google or your Gmail or your LinkedIn stuff, when you encounter like a screen that says "we're here to help" or something like that, that style of character, that is the trendy style to style characters right now, is what I don't know what, if it turns out looking like that, I'll be quite happy. If it doesn't, that's the cool thing of doing briefs for yourself. You can really play around and experiment, because things are a lot more rigid. Like, I always see these things, like when a team gets a new kit, or they there's a logo redesign, or there's a cover, there's a movie poster cover, or something like that, you know. People who aren't in the industry will then lambaste the parent company, saying or the designer saying things like even though they don't know who the designer is. It's like, my sister could do better than this, or I can't believe that someone got paid to do this. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the designer probably had to do so many changes, probably so many unnecessary changes, and they're probably just as fed up as you are, if not more fed up, because they know what they maybe were originally going with. But in corporate, there's so much red tape that you just have to, sometimes you're just trying to finish your project, you know what I mean? um, and you will just sort of have the best, the closest to what you can get it to look like you wanted it to look, plus a bit of like, I need to follow what is being told to me by either the client or the the senior that is overseeing the project, or who is your manager. You know what I mean? Um, I how can I explain this without sounding negative about it? I fully understand that a, a, a big part of our job as designers is taking feedback, and I do think that I have become a lot better at it in than maybe I was a couple years ago. But all of the tropes that you see of like designers getting cuck and stupid changes and make the logo bigger, it's really not exaggerated. You see the thing, I think more people see this sort of thing happen on social media these days where everybody thinks that they know everything. Um, there's reasons why you don't try to fix your own car. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to mess it up because that's a professional's job. It's the same thing with design, man. Um, just because you did like one image in Canva or whatever the software is that you used doesn't mean that you are suddenly a designer. This is like people spend like years of their life trying to figure the shit out. Um, yeah, all we ask is just like just treat us with respect, you know. I don't know why this turned into a treat designers with respect rant, but yeah, it's a shame. Some of them some of them go through the most. I've been on either side of the curtain during my career, and it's hectic. Either side, being more on the traditional marketing side and more on the creative side of things. Maybe a bit too dark that I made it there now, or maybe this is too light. Oof, it's definitely looking like it needs some more stylization, but yeah, basic shapes. We're getting somewhere. I could maybe even take this, whatever I come up with here at the end of this, um, and then totally riff off that with a way more stylized version of it. But for now, this is what we got. I think if I put my beard in, it might already make this thing pop a lot more. Sorry, I know that word is a bit of a swear word, but you know what I mean. Make it pop. My beard was looking quite cool here, but I fluffed it up a bit recently. Yeah. I quickly. Let me just check something. I don't want this image to be 50% though. No, 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 no. That's why I'm not seeing things properly. Let's check. No. What's the story? Oh, it's just a blurry picture. Okay. I get it. Jeez, I spent way too long trying to check what the hell is up with that image there. My beard is also ever changing. It doesn't always stay in one style. Um, but yeah, I already trimmed it. It was quite long, yeah. Man, I know I can do this better, but we're just rushing through this to get something that resembles close to what it's going to look like at the end of everything. I like this thick beard of mine, but it's a bit tricky to maintain. It's quite fluffy. And trimming it, as I've proved to myself recently, like as recent as a couple days ago, is quite tricky. I messed it up royally, the sides. I'm actually just gonna do a test shoot with this look, then I'm gonna probably start a clean slate again and then do another test shoot with that look. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna, on the final thing, I think I'm gonna just maybe close the beanie, or must I make my hair? You see, I'm getting lazy again. I'll keep that as is. I'm just gonna cut this out quickly. My moustache was going way over my lips. It's quite hectic. Okay. Damn, but now you see now, after I added that in, I feel like I need to add my eyebrows in as well. This actually isn't a liquor picture for my facial features, but I'm gonna try to go off the the memory of, oh, I don't know, existing as myself every day for the last almost 35 years. Hey, it's my birthday soon as well. As I just gave away there, spoiler alert. Turning 35. Ugh, I'm messing that eyebrow up. Let's just try to get something going so I can sort of see what it will look like. Okay, it's looking cool. I'm just checking something, just doing this as a test. I almost think it's not that I'm lazy, but I think I'm actually close to. I might leave him just the top of the body, because I think this look is gonna look well with where I want to put this. I'm just gonna call this test, and then I'm gonna go chapow, then I'm gonna go chapow, and booms, and nothing is coming. Okay, it's centering to that side. Oh no, I said come to this side. Yes. You see what I mean? That looks so cool. It's not often I think my own work is cool. But yeah, something like that actually doesn't look too bad. I just need to finish off. I just need to finish off the, just like smooth out some details and things like that. But I actually think that's fuck. Then I can put like a. It'll be a bit overkill putting an A, but like for objects media, because the A is already there. Excuse me. But maybe I could. Maybe I could just do something like this. Maybe I keep that white logo there. Okay. I'll tell you what. Maybe I do something like this, and then I just cut this out, and I say AM white. I'm just giving myself merch ideas here as well. So I'm just gonna move this here. I don't have the proper white that I usually use, but I think I'm gonna go like this. let's make this white. Let's make this gray. And let's make this gray with a darker gray like that. Then let's check what this looks like. I'll obviously need to place it a bit better. Just put it over there. I think it will look a lot better without the middle bit. Maybe if I make this one that color and then send this to Bye Bye Town. Something like that. I think that looks way better than I expected, and I didn't really do that much. Like I say, there will be some stuff that I tweak. But yo, I think that looks nice, man. I'm really digging that. Pretty cool. It's gonna look nice. Serendipity, man. I wasn't expecting this look and feel, but I definitely think that that's looking decent. Nice confident pose, but not too overconfident. Is it a shirt? Is it a hoodie? Is he professional? What's happening? I think if I do it like this, I can actually do those the folds and the ruffles. It might actually make it look a bit better. Maybe 1 or 2 levels of maybe 2 levels of shading, and I think that'll be perfect. That's the live stream. Cut. Stop it. Swing. Stop when you're winning. What's the saying? Yeah, we're cutting it. I'm happy. This was cathartic. Thank you for joining. When will I stream again? Maybe I'll stream. That will be a very quirky stream if I do that. Stream doing a test shoot here inside. I'll maybe do one more test shoot. Maybe not tonight. Flip, man, it's so late already, and it's work tomorrow. But maybe tomorrow night I'll play around with the test shoots again. I'm just glad I streamed. Knuckled something down pretty nicely here tonight.